Good morning. It is December the 8th, 2017, and we're on either the first or second biggest news day of the month for scheduled news. And I say that it could be the first or the second because everybody widely expects the Fed to raise interest rates next Wednesday by 25 basis points. That's been telegraphed. It's been talked about. That's probably built into the market right now, whether they project to raise it 3 or 4 times more in 2018 or not. That's where the uncertainty comes. On today's non-farm payroll numbers, while it's forecast to be 190 to 200,000, we don't know if it's going to come in that way. There's these estimates for non-farm payroll every now and then miss the mark by pretty big numbers. So this could be the biggest news days of the month. And given that, we recommend that you trade our Newsday trading strategy, which we'll cover here momentarily. Hypothetical simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Okay, we're in a trading range coming into this number. Looking for 190. I've seen 200 in more than one place. For non-farm payrolls, 4.1 unemployment. Manufacturing, 20K. Hourly compensation up 0.3. Average work week, 34.4. Consumer sentiment, 98.8. Wholesale trade minus 0.1. That would not signal economic growth. And Baker Hughes rig count, don't know what it's going to be. Probably going to be higher than what it's forecast, just like last week, as people try to drill up and get all expenses and write-offs they can into 2017. So this number might see both of these numbers jump. The focus will be unemployment, non-farm payrolls, followed by consumer sentiment, and we'll see what it brings. The market sideways, it's kind of neutral. The ADP number showed 190K, so people feel like the economy is expanding, growing. That's kind of built in, so big number probably won't have negative effect. Next week's interest rate increase, a growing economy, give the long-term direction of treasuries as lower. So without news, if we didn't have news today, we'd be trying to sell 11s to 15s, 19 to 23. On the buy side, we'd be trying to buy 1 to 5, 25 to 29. That is without news. But we will use our trading day strategy, which I will go over as we get closer to the opening of the day session and the 8:30 Eastern news. Now our Newsday's trading strategy requires a nimbleness and it does carry extra risk because we're moving usually in about the first 30 seconds after the news has hit the markets. And the market is subject to whipsaws. The market's subject to all sorts of things. So a lot of people just kind of go to the sidelines and wait to trade development. You can't blame them. Okay, without news, 4 to 8's number 1. 11 to 15 is sell 1. 19 to 23 is sell 2. On the buy side, 24, 28's number 1. 17 to 21 is buy 1. And we'll make 5 to 9 buy 2. If you had to make a trade in treasuries based on economic growth and next week's projected interest rate increases, you'd be short. Gold made another new low. There is some support at 1240 off the charts. We were below the close from yesterday when I was looking at it. So typically trend day, pause day. So we're looking for a pause day. Today is a news day. If you've got the news, if you know the news, you have the trade. So without the non-farm payroll numbers, we'll be trying to buy 45 to 47, 40 to 42 in anticipation. Maybe a little more selling today. One more attempt to take out yesterday's lows. If it doesn't break, then we move into consolidation. End of the week profit taking. 51, 53, sell 1. 56, 58, sell 2. Now, there are 100 plus officials know today's numbers before the fact. They get those numbers at 4 o'clock on the day before the news. So they can write their appropriate departmental responses for whatever the news happens to be and how it impacts their departments. New York has made their living from day one off of inside information. They pay handsomely for that information. So somebody knows. Okay, the euro is lower, and a couple of reasons. Today's non-farm payroll numbers projected to say 190 to 200K. Unemployment at 4.1%. Those numbers could come in higher. That means on a relative basis, our economy might be stronger than the EU's right as the news hits. So run the euro down in front of the news and pick it up from there. Okay, we've got, there's the London high right there at 1757. We're at 42, so 50 to 60 sell 1, 75 to 85 sell 2, 1725 buy 1, 17 even buy 2. This market can get huge swings also off of our numbers. Crude has recovered. All sorts of reports from Arab capitals, from Russia, other spots around the globe, talking about how the United States should not recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and move their embassy there. I mean, Jerusalem has been the capital of Israel since 1000 BC under Solomon's rule. So I mean, it defies all sort of lot. Politically, you understand why they're doing it. But Russia, all sorts of people have chimed in on that, and the market is rallying off of that. So we're back to where we got a seller at 58. So 57.75 to 58, sell 1, 58 and a quarter, 50, sell 2. Now, this market is the least impacted or affected by today's non-farm payroll numbers. It will trade with them, but it won't have an explosive move on the announcement of the news. We're at 66, so the first buy right here is 25 to 50. Because we've moved so far so fast in the Jerusalem American embassy being built in Jerusalem may or may not happen. Certainly won't happen quickly. So might be a pretty good sell up against 58. Buy 2, 56.75, 57 even. And looking at the E-mini, poised to trade higher. It's been strong. So right here's the break in the market at 26.50. If we can stay below 26.50, it can sell some more. If we get above that, no reason not to expect a retest of the recent highs. Resistance is 49 to 51. This is without news, so sell 1's 49 to 51. 54, 56, sell 2. On the buy side, they make you pay up to get in, so 43, 45 buy 1. 39, 41 buy 2. 190K. Seen a lot of 200s out there. 4.1. Consumer sentiment 98.8. And that will be the news focus. All these numbers are friendly to for equities or for the E-mini. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. I'll be back. We'll do a news day or try to get a news day trade off. There's not a whipsaw on the news. The split between the non-farm payroll and the host and the actual unemployment rate. And with you in a bit.